going on, mother YouTubers? Thank you guys for 638 subscribers. I'm very grateful. I feel very blessed. I hope I can redeem myself. But I want to talk about the Bible. I want to talk about why King David is my favorite king. Probably because when he was a kid, he did something that no one thought he could do, which slay Goliath. Goliath was one of the best soldiers of the side, the opposition. He was big. He was literally a giant of a man, crushed people, and he called out people. Everyone was too scared. But in David's spirit, even though he was just a kid, he still did it. They were trying to make him put on armor. He's like, bro, I never used armor. I'm not even war ready. I've never been battle tested. So he used the slingshot, hit Goliath right in his head. Then he played some music. King Saul was the first king that's mentioned in the Bible. At the time, King Saul was already disobeying God. He was doing stuff not as God, like idol worship, seeking other gods for stuff, and not listening to God, doing his own thing. Then, when David was playing the harp, that's when Saul became envious, leading up to him trying to get David killed. On multiple occasions, David had to flee a couple times. David had to run away. But it was promised through the prophet Samuel that David will be king, a man that would be king. And when David eventually became king, he did a lot of stuff. He conquered a lot of stuff. But he sinned he sinned a couple times that pissed off God, which was his lust. He cheated on a godly woman, which pissed off David. I mean, David cheated on a godly woman, which pissed off God. Then he was peeping on a girl. He was plotting on how to get her, but she was a married woman to a soldier. She was married to that soldier Uriah. So what David did, which was like the most messed up thing he's ever done throughout the whole Bible story. He's done a lot of great things, but we're all human. We all do mess up things. He got Uriah killed on the front lines. He put Uriah purposely to get killed, knowing that he's going to get killed. So Uriah got killed, took his wife, had a baby with her. God was pissed, was like, nah, that baby ain't going to happen. David realized what he done was really wrong, repented. Even when he cheated on his wife, that's why God took away his kingdom. God was like, you can't have this no more. Eventually, I'm going to take away your stuff. But since David repented, God didn't have him killed. So when the first child died, they had a second one, and that became like the most powerful king throughout the whole Bible. Like one of them, King Solomon, their child. Uriah's wife and David's now wife took his girl, got him out of there, got him out the picture. Poor Uriah, bro. But yeah, then King Solomon ended up ruling more land than David. I like to think King Solomon and King David were on seeming retention. So is Samuel. I'd like to think they're celibate. But anywho, King Solomon was also pissing off God because of his lust. He started marrying multiple women that were not of God. They were doing witchcraft and doing idol worship. And slowly but surely, God was taking things away from him. But King Solomon did a lot of amazing things at first. He built a temple for God. He built a lot of things for God. He did a lot of things for God, yada, yada, yada. But a lot of people's demise is their lust. Even the strongest person in the Bible, Samson, he could catch like 50 foxes at once. He could kill like 1,000 people, 1,000 soldiers with just him. He tore a lion apart. I believe he's the only person to kill a lion with his bare hands. He had a girlfriend that was working for the ops, and we had like two girlfriends. One got away. He broke up with one, or something happened with their family or whatever. Then Delilah seduced him into telling him. And this, I've been a victim of seduction. I've been a victim of being misled. That's why I relate to Samson the most, because Samson was like the literally like the Hulk of the Bible, and he cut his hair. He was sad. Then he begged God to give him his strength back. But unlike what Solomon asked for wisdom. Samson didn't. The first thing that Solomon asked for was to be wise. Even the wisest man in the Bible was messing up. But Samson just asked for his strength back, and he literally killed himself because he broke down the walls or whatever. The Bible is pretty lit. Like, I got into the Bible, but when you're in jail, that's all you do. Like, your imagination, you can like think about it more, and like you can delve deeper more. And when you're by yourself, I feel God talks to you more and reveals to you more about life, about people. Even when I was doing stuff not as God, God was giving me warning signs. Like, my dog was looking at a certain person like, what the fuck are you doing? When I was about to get my cards read, like, animals have an instinct of knowing what person is good for you and what person is bad for you. I just hope it's not too late. I've been a very blasphemous person. But even like a person like Peter was blasphemous at one point, or not blasphemous, but he was like questioning just the way he talked to God. And even a person like Judas, even though he portrayed Jesus and got him crucified, that was still out of God's will. Then he felt guilty about portraying Jesus and ended up killing himself. A lot of people say that's the devil. Even with King Solomon, the first king, he was possessed by an evil spirit to get David killed because of the envious he had of him. But it was already promised to David that he was going to be king through the prophet Samuel. But thank you guys. We're nearly at 1,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys. I want to start posting more workout content, maybe even Bible stuff. But I need to get a job. I have legal stuff I have to take care of. And I hope all is well. I hope if you guys are watching this, you guys find your purpose through God, through Jesus, or whatever you believe in. It doesn't got to be that. Just find a purpose, because at the end of the day, even if you're not serving God, you're still are used for his purpose. It even says that in the Bible. You just can't serve two masters, it says. You got to choose a side. I learned being a fence sitter, you only drive yourself crazy or you only harm yourself. Even if you think you're trying to be the good person, you're trying to be neutral, there's no such thing to some people's mindsets, and you end up getting yourself in a pickle. But yeah, a lot of people are going to come against you for the things you want to do or what God has promised you. The devil is going to use a lot of people to try to stop it. I just want to say, don't let them. Keep searching. Have faith. Pray. Meditate on the word, on God's will. Or you can meditate on the devil's will. But the devil is the biggest hater, biggest backstabber, biggest liar that you ever come across. Like me, even after disrespecting the Santa Muerte so many times, I'm lucky to be alive, and I have no one to thank but God. And if it's my time to go, my time to go. I realized being a suicidal person throughout the years, because I've done stuff that should have got me killed, that if it's your time to go, it's your time to go. No one's going to stop it but the Lord.